Well, this was a fun episode of NXT, wasn't it? We had a couple of tag matches, a couple of. They're laughing, and it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of varying matches on this episode, a lot of stuff that we weren't expecting, a lot of stuff that we were, but it was a solid episode, and we're going to talk about this episode of NXT right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Stirring it up, because we're the NXT team, and we are bringing the swag. I apologize for everything, but actually, that's pretty close to what Montez Ford was doing in the ring.
I'm worried what's gonna happen to this chair.
Seriously.
There's like bolts falling off of it.
We're losing the controls.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the NXT After Show. Gonna say it real calmly. We're all here. We're the NXT team. I'm one of your hosts. It's Mark Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. This is the True Hobo.
Yeah, I liked today's episode of NXT. It was like a bag of NXT teeth. You had some bicuspids, some molars, some canines. Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. Huh?
Any incisors?
Some incisors.
And we'll have some
definitely.
valuable incisors for you as well on the matches.
Nothing but biting commentary here on the NXT After Show. Bill
I'm
Hanstock.
champing at the bit to get it started.
Champ at the bit.
Tommaso champing at the bit.
Very good.
Send my time.
Hi, Bill.
Let's,
Hey, Hobo.
Hey guys.
This is gonna be.
as the Street Profits catchphrase goes, oh, how's that?
Yeah, put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
Spell that for me. Man.
WZ. P.
So
In
hey,
Cincinnati.
we usually don't preface the show like this, but it's gonna be weird today.
Like
That's
it's
just-
ever normal.
That's
Fair.
just the
That's-
normal.
that's our
like,
normal.
That's the subtext.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This. Oh, hey, we're funny and cute. Anyway, speaking of funny and cute, Billy and
Claire.
said that.
Billy and Kay, Billy Kay
Billy and Kay.
Shut up.
Billy, Kay, Peyton, and Royce all came to the ring.
It was a fatal four-way match.
It's affection.
Billy Kay and Peyton Royce were supposed to take on Ruby Riott by her onesie because that's all she wanted. She just wanted a handicap match.
Regal said, go find yourself a partner. Because why would you walk into a fight with two people alone? It's a foolish act. But Ruby Riott isn't necessarily a fool. She's just got a lot of chutzpah.
She was very adamant. She's like, not twosies, onesies.
Yep.
They can have twosies.
Now, despite wanting this match and wanting it to be handicapped just so that she can keep an eye on both of them, and they were both involved in the match, it started out as a riot. Really?
Yeah.
Isn't she aware that the shark cage is the thing?
Oh, yeah.
But it's also tough to decide which of the two she wants her revenge on the most. So that's probably what it was. She's like, I can't decide which one to lock in the shark cage.
She should actually lock all three of them in a shark cage. Herself and her two opponents.
That's what I was going to
and
say.
Just fight it out like you would in a phone booth.
Yeah.
Just a phone booth fight.
Just your standard.
Just throwing elbows and fists at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just going like against the cage and then clocking heads and then against
Yeah.
the cage and then clocking
It's the
heads.
world's smallest cage match.
Yeah, I'm into it.
It's a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Or it's more like a hula and a sloot because it's small, it's
Yeah.
compressed.
Yeah.
It's a
Gotta
dumb
say it
joke.
really fast.
But something that I don't think any of us were expecting, especially those that read the results as they happened, which was none of us.
I don't. I mean, he does for
I mean, you've got
writing
it for work.
purposes.
I'm not allowed to not.
Yeah, I know.
I was
Just how you said it.
writing up the results in a lift to dinner in Seattle the day before.
Before you
hours
cruise?
before I left on a cruise.
But as all this is happening, Nikki Cross wanders out through the crowd and she's just watching. I'm surprised we
She's
didn't
just
get.
trying to find her seat, but the Full Sail ushers. I don't want to just
Telltales out of
say a
school?
blanket statement about the incompetence of the Full Sail ushers, but let me tell you, they couldn't find their b-hole from their b-bow. If you catch my drift.
They are students.
Yeah.
They're doing it
They're
for credit.
Yeah, it's for college credit.
They are not professional
Well,
and
ushers.
Also at the Full Sail Performance Center, you don't get to see the months and months of usher training before they're allowed to be ushers on television.
But that's the thing. Also, is Full Sail being trying to prepare people.
Someone has opened an incognito window on our monitor, and I am horrified about what's about to happen.
Shout out to Steve in the booth. But
Shout out to Ted Cruz.
Yeah!
Topical.
damn it,
Steve.
which Steve is it?
He had to open up an incognito window to do the rim shot. Oh, I googled for the wrong rim shot.
We're back to Ted Cruz. But
I just got an alert that we're canceled.
Yeah!
but I was gonna say, because it's a technical school, the list of classes, you start at live production or video production or post production, pre production, all that stuff. Kind of the bottom of the barrel is usher. So I don't think that's like the requirement courses that you try to fill out for your.
I bet a not insignificant percentage of people who sign up for usher think that they're signing up to be usher.
To be Raymond
back up-
Usher.
Confessions Part 2 usher.
Only 2, not 1.
Yeah.
Part 1 was BS. But regardless, Nikki Cross.
The usher's so incompetent at being able to locate her seat that she wound up in the match.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. You can go to an NXT taping and wind up getting kicked in the face by Billy Kay.
But similarly to how Sanity operated at TakeOver, you can just walk into a tag match as long as you're not tagged in. You can just become a part.
Sanity has cracked the code.
Seriously,
I guess.
they've unlocked the tag team game. That's why they're the champs.
How did Nikki Cross know that there was supposed to be a partner in Ruby Riot's corner? That's sort of the unanswered question of course, what are you doing here? But how did you find this out? Did Regal send her out?
When Sanity finally warrants the DVD treatment from WWE, I want an extra to be like Eric Young in a library with like bifocals on, like pulling an old tome off a shelf and blowing dust off it, and like it being like ring aprons, a lawman's guide, like him just like pouring over.
It's like a farmer's almanac, but
like he's
but
the
with
first
the
guy.
ring.
He's the first guy since like Frank Gotch or Carl Gotch or George Hackenschmidt to like study up on the actual legalities of the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
I mean, it's a
network
high
special?
wire act. It's the hardest part of the ring. It's the most narrow part of the ring. It's the most dangerous.
We're not even getting into the tag rope.
Yeah, no. And that can choke people.
Does NXT use the tag rope?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, they do.
good. Every promotion needs to use the tag rope.
I believe in it.
It seemed like Nikki just needed to blow off some steam because she tagged herself in, beat the ever-living crap out of
Very
Billy Kay.
forceful
Yeah.
tag upon the chest.
Yeah, she
Like she's
let her
chopped
know
her.
she was
It's
there.
like, hey,
Hey!
guess what? Ow! Ow! But tore through Peyton and Billy, hits her fisherman neck breaker, which allows Ruby to then get a top rope senton for the win, and everybody's confused.
Well, I mean,
Except for Nikki.
Ruby's not going to look to gift horse in the mouth. I mean, her opponent's down. She's like, well, screw it. I'll
Like how
put
you put
it
the
away.
like how you put the emphasis on horse.
What?
Gift horse in the mouth.
Gift horse.
Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
Harry Carey is an inspiration to my on-air career.
If you had a gift horse, would you eat it?
But
I know I would.
I
Slather it in deli mustard.
Look it right in the eyes. I hate it.
enjoy it with a nice cold Budweiser.
Shout out to our friends in Chicago, because why not? So this is the only. Well, no, okay, no, we're gonna look back at Asuka's farewell later in the show, so we'll talk about that later. What? You okay? Oh, you look
Literally
back.
looking back.
Piece of garbage. In the back, we've got Noe Jose with Christy calling Lars a freak, and he says he has a screw loose.
I have said it every single week. Ever since I saw this man, the only words that can come out of my mouth are freak.
Oh, like Donald Sutherland.
Yes. He alone is a sideshow act. He is the strong man and the geek all rolled into one.
Biting heads off chickens.
It's the worst.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
And those chickens are his partners, his tag team partners.
But ultimately, this leads to No Way Jose saying, that's not how we do things here. Challenges him to a match. And next week, we're going to get No Way Jose versus Lars Sullivan, presumably, because Lars, he didn't verbally respond, but you give him a fight, he'll be there.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
seems to be that man's MO.
why would he turn it away? He fought 3 men at once and won.
And a little baby.
Yeah. No, it was two men and a baby.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah. It's a little different.
This
It's
is a
the
little-
NXT version of 3 men and a baby.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Very violent.
He was 3 men, and the 3 of them were the baby.
Yeah.
Then we got Johnny Gargano versus Riddick Moss. This match was a lot more surprising than I thought it was going to be. We've seen a lot of Tino Sabatelli from, well, I was going to say, what's the show called?
Breaking Ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we have
Breaking
another.
Bad.
Well, no. We have another show on our sister network BHL called Breaking Into, and I used to like do all the prep for
Breaking
that.
into the
that's
ground.
essentially. So on Breaking Ground, we got to see a lot of Tino Sabatelli, and Riddick Moss has been around at the PC for a couple of years and has really only started to appear as a tag team partner. So giving him a chance to really shine as a singles competitor is something we're not that used to, and. Oh boy, did he keep Johnny Gargano at bay for most of this match.
It's not much of a surprise to me. You look at a guy like Riddick Moss, he's built like a truck. He is a stallion of a human.
Mm-hmm.
He's beautiful.
He's got the mane to match.
The mane, just you, even you, Bill, because you're bald.
Especially
you
because I'm
were drooling
Bald is
over that
beautiful.
head
Bald
of
is
hair.
beautiful.
I'm just gonna from now on say remember the Maine when it comes to Riddick
Remember the
Moss.
mane. Remember the mane.
Remember the mane.
But when you're fighting Riddick Moss, you have to make sure that you, like Johnny Gargano, you keep moving and you keep shucking and jiving because a rolling stone gathers no Riddick.
Said it.
Yeah, that's how it
That's
goes.
how it goes.
That's how you can also tell your direction in the forest. You just see which
Riddick
side,
points north.
which side Riddick Moss is growing on. That tree's so beefy. Okay, so we talked about this at our latest podcast taping, which you can listen to McMansplaining over on iTunes and whatnot. That Riddick Moss is enormous. We know this. EC3, a dude that you saw at Bar Wrestling on Thursday, he's so huge. Such a freak of a man.
Yeah.
But unlike other people on the indies like Keith Lee and Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage, EC3 is never booked as a monster.
No.
Even though he's every bit as much a monster as those other dudes.
The only thing I would say is EC3 that just takes a little bit off of the monster category is he's not as tall as you think he would be. He's just a little bit taller than I am.
Sure.
And I'm pretty certain I outweigh him.
I think he's about my height.
No.
I have a picture next to him.
There's a bit of a difference between the two of y'all.
Right.
So
No, I'm just saying, like,
Split the
but
difference.
But regardless of how tall he is, he's exactly as wide and as deep as he is tall.
he's a deep man.
Jeff Cobb ain't a tall dude either.
No.
He is not.
No, but he is. Oh, man.
Especially when you
He's
put him in a bodysuit.
so
But like
solid.
Jeff Cobb and EC3 probably weigh the same, if not EC3 outweighing him. And EC3's got a lot more musculature
No.
than Jeff Cobb.
I wouldn't say that.
Anyway, my point is, EC3 is an enormous individual.
Yes.
Like when you see him in person, you're like,
It's
Jesus.
striking. It's striking. His shoulders have shoulders. It's striking.
Well, not but talking about Riddick Moss, when we first saw him at Access a couple of years ago, we saw him against Hugo Knox, and Hugo Knox is not a small guy either. And the fact that they stood next to each other, and you went, "Wow,
Yeah.
Vince is gonna love this match." But with this, I think he had everything going his way. He was outpowering Johnny in every single step of the way. But once
Better
he
haircut,
but once he started
bigger
to
butt, juicier butt.
juicier butt, sure,
Hey, it's
meteor
wrestling.
butt.
The bigger the butt, the better the wrestler.
Thumbs up to the meaty butt.
That's exactly true. Look at Yokozuna.
Oh, yeah.
Great wrestler.
Rikishi. Yeah.
Yep. If he didn't start to get cocky at his lead by going there, you're nothing without DIY, that wouldn't have fired Johnny Gargano up. And we saw that Johnny Gargano is easily shook when it comes to anything, really.
So it can really go either way. You can either bring up DIY and it'll flummox him so badly that you can easily win the match, or you bring up DIY and suddenly he's attacking you with a chainsaw.
Not again! But then he'll
No!
The weirdest part of this match was Moss looked like he was going to throw him out of the ring and just onto the ramp. But there was a reversal, going for a head
Shades
scissors.
of Kyrie Sane.
Dropped him to the ground, puts him in the Gargano escape, and Riddick Moss, who, again, big guy, tall
Got
guy,
100 pounds on
Yeah.
Gargano.
just one big move, grabbed the ropes, broke up the hold, and Gargano left it on for the 4 count until the ref was like, hey, what? Hey, wake up!
Hey, buddy, hey.
And then he was just sort of distraught for a little bit. That was a little...
Just looking at his hands.
Yeah.
Like his hands were turning into snakes.
Like he was a rock muncher or
something.
whatever those things are.
I was going to go Back to the Future where Marty sees
Oh, and
the
his
green
hands
screen
are
hands.
disappearing. Yeah.
The hands that clearly aren't
Oh,
on
jeez.
this. Oh, jeez, my
Oh,
hands
jeez,
are
Rick.
my hands are disappearing. How am I going to play Johnny Be Good? But ultimately, it was the slingshot spear that got Gargano the win. Do you think we're going to see, similarly to what we've been seeing with Ruby, Billy, and Peyton, that we're going to see Johnny versus Tino, and then...
I would have to imagine, yeah, but I wouldn't use that slingshot spear again. It did the job, but only because the referee was in the right position. You could see that Riddick Moss's foot was at or under the ring ropes.
It was really close, and the ref had to make the
Very
call,
close.
and he made the call to keep the count.
He was on the shoulder side, which means that it was 2 bodies blocking his view of Riddick Moss's legs. So it was a good victory, but I would definitely not call it a victory without a little bit of shade on it. So I would watch out for that again. I wouldn't try and put somebody away with that spear. Use it as a means to get from point A to point B. It's a great way to turn the tide, and it obviously is very effective. But if you can transition that into and roll him over into the Gargano escape, that'd be your way to go.
Sure.
It's a good compound right there. It does a lot of damage. I would recommend that. Don't do that spear again. You're not gonna put him away.
Yeah.
And he's lucky Tino was down, because Tino could have just grabbed that leg real quick.
I thought we would have seen a little bit more interruption from Tino Sabatelli, but it was just that little bit at the end that could have been the extra little
And
bit.
I understand why. I get that. You know, they figured Johnny Gargano's got to be a bit of a pushover, so Moss gives Tino the thing of, I got this. But then Tino tries to save it at the end when he clearly don't got it no mo. And, didn't work out.
No
you-
Moss.
eh.
Speaking of not being able to end, I don't know. TK's watching and I'm nervous. But our next match, she's in the chat. Our next match.
Shit.
Look, I was. She said that we were claiming to have all of the swag because of the Street Profits, but
But we do.
look,
No,
we do.
no, argue
No,
about
you
this.
don't get it. We do. Make sure to tune in to in case you missed it. AfterBuzz has been doing a Mae Young Classic After Show. The finale airs live tonight, where they're going to talk about the finale. Yeah. Make sure to join it. It's a wonderful group of people talking about a wonderful tournament.
Yeah.
But
They are a wonderful group of people.
they are, unlike us.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've got to earn it each week.
Rejects, reprobates,
Here's another
scum of the earth.
fun fact about those four. They hate our guts.
And rightfully
What are you-
so.
I know. I don't
We've
care.
earned it.
I hate me. I already hate me.
Yes.
The newest wrestling after show team, and we're already much lower on the totem pole than them.
I'm gonna get an XFL jersey, but instead of "he hate me" on the back, it's gonna say "me,
Me hate me. Shout out to our sponsor KFC. But getting a promo for the Street Profits, I was like, oh sweet, Street Profits next. You guys weren't here when we were watching. I was like, yeah, we're getting Street Profits, and they did not disappoint.
No.
We have known about the Street Profits for a long time, and they've been on TV for a couple of months at this point, and they keep proving the hype real. When they come out, they take control of the crowd. Montez Ford is just a pure ball of energy. Angelo Dawkins, still stirring the pot.
Montez Ford is just so legit.
So, one of the best new talents of this new era of NXT, and
Incredible.
just so amazing.
Sky's the limit for that guy.
But also the fact that while they...
Guys,
Go on.
perhaps one day New Day will break up. Imagine Montez Ford and Kofi Kingston together.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Can we just get a super faction of the Street Profits in the New Day.
That would be real good.
Yes, it would.
Also, well, what if New Day
Go on.
had like a New Day like internship program with the Street Profits?
This totally makes sense in canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would follow.
We're training the New Day of tomorrow, the New Day.
I want it. So
The New Day, the next generation.
yeah, I like it. I want it. The Street Profits are so dang good. The fact that they're selling the solo cups with the Street Profit, like that's their first piece of merchandise, and it was instant. It wasn't, hey, maybe at the next takeover they'll get a shirt. It's like Red Cup Revolution, they get a red cup. Cool. I mean, it's a black cup, but still, it's a solo cup. Whatever, you pick it up.
Black red cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black, yellow.
Black and red and yellow, black and red and no. But either way, one of my favorite parts about the Street Profits is that while tag teams usually have a role where sometimes it's the quick guy and the power guy, both are so athletically inclined that they fill that role when they need to. Like, we both saw them do the old World's Greatest Tag Team, like, leapfrog, rope choke, a stun gun, I guess.
I've taken it a bunch. Don't know quite what to
Doesn't
go.
matter, because
Yeah.
breathing's very important.
No, it sucks.
But with that as an example of sometimes Montez flies, sometimes it's Angelo that does the flying, and they weren't up against any sort of slouches. They were up against the Ely brothers, two meaty, thick boys.
These guys keep getting bigger. Every time we see them, they seem to just become more dominant and more of a real threat. And I'm kind of surprised that they were able to overcome the Ely brothers tonight. Street Profits, they obviously had the right mix of chemistry to combat the Ely brothers, but boy, I don't know if they can do that
I'm
again.
sort of viewing the Ely brothers as sort of, they're biding their time, and every time that they take attacks from people, they're absorbing a little bit and growing a little bit, and they're just like they're taking these L's on purpose because they know it's going to make them stronger in the long run.
I fear that you might be right. Yeah, they're going to be something very dangerous very soon. Like,
I
feel that their time is nigh.
At some point, I want to see a legit match between Ely's who have come into their own and Authors of Pain.
That could be fun.
That could be a really awesome match.
Yeah.
PW Gregory in chat says the NXT after show was like the Funhouse mirror version of the Mae Young Classic after show. Too true.
Yeah, what kind of freaky funhouse mirror are you looking into?
Crazy. That's
This
like the
is-
Oculus.
Yeah. Good WWE reference.
Yeah, we're the Black Mirror version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Mirror, exactly.
Yeah.
Kyle Franklin, Ely Brothers equals.
Which one of us is effing that?
Kyle Franklin in chat says Ely Brothers equals Twin Black Magic.
I mean, well, yeah.
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 Because, I mean, they came out as the Druids, so.
They obviously have harnessed black magic.
Sure.
What if they team with Aleister Black?
I was just about to say that.
Oh! That'd be pretty cool.
I want it.
I'm into it. Yeah, I'm super
Dude, I'm
into
super
it.
into it.
Super into it.
Like, because then, I mean, again, thick boys, but all three of them coming up, just like the new brood.
Or
Or they could bring him up.
no, or
Like
if
their
he
guardians.
raises up while they lift up like the brood, like if he comes up and they're coming up straight and he's lifting up,
That'd be sick. That'd be really sick.
That entrance, dude, yeah, that dirty guitar lick that the brood had. Now, but that entrance wouldn't be truly evil; it would be truly good.
yeah, it's true.
Unlike men.
It's true.
Simone,
It's damn true.
Simone puts it very legitimately in chat. The Street Profits are just fun, and I want to party with them.
Yep.
Exactly. So even more so them with No Way Jose, how they could totally rock a crowd.
That could be something. That'd be a hell of a 6-man tag. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh,
Dude.
Make it happen, Captain.
I got a faction name. We had workshopped this a little bit, but I think I have a better one for No Way Jose and the Street Profits. Block Party.
Ooh, yeah.
That's real good.
yeah.
That's real good. All right, you can send the check to AfterBuzz TV Studios.
Keep sending them.
You're welcome.
So yeah, Angelo and Montez
And the jerky.
Angelo and Montez win. they always win. Even if they lose, they always win.
Yep.
I'm so happy they're on TV.
It's just like, it's fun because you got almost has a similar vibe, but these guys are way more fun and they can win.
PW Gregory, Alistair speaks next week. Announces that the Ely brothers are his new disciples of darkness.
Probably what's gonna happen.
Probably, more than likely. Anyway, Xeno Hour, Street Profits versus TM61 would be lit. Agreed, baby.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
TM6.
RIP TM61.
They're coming
Poor
back.
Nick Miller. If Nick Miller doesn't come back looking like Jinder Mahal, like
Or like Johnny Gargano.
yeah, like everyone in recent WWE history who has been off TV for a few months has come back looking like an absolute monster. Go check out Taryn Young's Instagram.
Oh,
God,
dude, yeah. He's a monster.
horrifying
Well, dude,
looking.
the TM61 did that arcade
The
air hockey, the air hockey tournament, and they were wearing jumpsuits. So there might be that. Dude, that
I think
return when that
Shane's gonna
music
be
hits,
ripped
dude.
up.
When that music hits and TM61 returns, it's gonna be huge.
Do not remember what their theme sounds like in any way.
No.
No.
Me
Hey,
either.
actually, Steve, check on the soundboard. I think we have TM61.
Really?
If we do, go ahead and play it.
Will-O-Wisp.
Shut up.
I made that joke for once.
Yeah, it's on the. It should be on the NXT board. If it's not on the NXT board, then Google it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And while he does that,
While he does that, TM61. Yeah.
hey,
War Hero 99 says Tommy End Taker's replacement
I mean, well,
as the evil one. Oh, dude, in terms of
kind of.
I don't
in
know
terms-
who that is.
Yeah, who the hell's Tommy? End?
yeah. So Aleister Black, there's like Bray Wyatt.
Here we go. Oh yeah, the Weedly Weedlies.
Just enjoy this for a second.
The TM61 is the Weedle.
If anything reminds you of Australia, probably something else.
Thank
you, Steve.
It's a Dragon Force sound like.
Oh god, I have a video that I gotta show you that just kills me every time. Anyway, Aleister Black, there's something about his, it's involving Dragon Force and
Okay.
a Komodo dragon. Anyway, Komodo Dragon Force. But Aleister Black, there's something about his presence when he comes in, even when it was like at NXT LA, even just him coming in the building with that and being there for his debut in Orlando was just so flippin' cool. Very few superstars have that entrance presence, and Aleister Black is one of those people. Him and the Ely brothers, new Dark Brotherhood stable. It's gonna be great. We get a look back at Asuka's time in NXT as well as her retirement. There was a comment on our video last week where not retirement from NXT.
Well, from NXT.
From NXT.
She retired from NXT.
Her
on top.
leaving
Her
NXT.
free agency.
Her
announcement.
retiring her championship reign.
Yeah,
Sure.
they're gonna hang her jersey in the arena.
They're gonna hang a mask.
They're gonna
gonna
hang.
just keep bleeding.
They're gonna hang. Oh my God, no! Why?
Still going up. It's still going up.
On
The lady that was cursed to wander.
Deanna Purrazzo.
Deanna Purrazzo. They're gonna hang her.
hang Deanna Purrazzo.
In effigy?
I kept thinking to Dario, but that's not her.
No.
No.
Deanna Purrazzo is the one that Oscar repeatedly murdered.
War Hero Jinder's about to go Super Saiyan. Too true. It's gonna happen.
Goldbeard.
No, he's like Broly.
Yeah.
Tiny
right.
to huge.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal is like
Oh,
Broly.
yeah.
So we get this look at Asuka's time in NXT, and I think now's a good time to talk about it. It was something that was just sort of not necessarily swept under the rug, but as a result of the finals of the Mae Young Classic and the Kairi Sane winning the Mae Young Classic, it was announced through ESPN that she is entered into a NXT Women's Championship match, which is going to take place at TakeOver Houston.
Against question marks?
Party till question
Houston?
marks?
Is that
That's what they
Survivor
said.
Series? That's
NXT TakeOver Houston.
Survivor
Survivor
Series.
Series. Saturday, November 18th. So after this, we do come back with Regal saying that he's going to announce how he's going to determine an NXT Women's Champion. We already know this half, so I figure a series of matches, maybe not another tournament, but
Maybe like a battle
Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Seems almost too easy.
Or just like
Yeah,
Ember
right.
Moon came the closest, so
What match do you want to see at TakeOver Houston with Kairi Sane?
Oof. I mean, other than Baszler again,
Bianca Belair again. I would love to see that match again because that
There's so many. I'd love to see Candace get that
Yes.
shot. I'd love, like, there's just so, like, again, we keep talking about this week after week. So many talented women, so little to, oh, well, I know who I want to fight Kairi Sane.
Nikki Cross?
Nope.
Who?
Sonya Deville.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little similar. I mean, it's very similar to the Baszler thing.
If she beat Baszler, then she could beat Sonya Deville.
But Baszler never fought Sonya Deville. So the transitive property of MMA math.
Well, I follow, but I would like to see Nikki Cross.
Are we going to talk about the NYC finals if we have time at the end of this, or were we not planning on doing that?
Maybe.
I just wanted to ask you
There
guys
is a whole other show
who
discussing
you
it.
thought. I know,
But also it does have to do with NXT. Like there's a lot of the participants are signed or were signed by NXT. Triple H
we
announced
talked about it last week a little bit.
a
Didn't we?
very little bit. So we'll talk. I'll say anybody, but Bianca Belair would be my choice of a match because then you have the history of Bianca wanting it even more. But there's so many.
I
talented
think it's pretty safe to say that Sane's title match will not be against someone that she directly beat in the tournament.
So maybe
Yeah,
I would say
I can't imagine.
Sanity has some sway. Maybe we get Nikki Cross versus Kairi Sane.
How, Sway? How, Sway?
Xenoar says triple threat match: Kairi Sane versus Ember Moon versus the current champion vacant. War Hero agrees with Sonya. She's the one I want as champ. It would be a fresh NXT Women's Championship. I feel like if fans don't want to see Sonya in the title picture, Kairi would make her look like $1 million.
Dude.
Sonya is clearly a lot of people saying Sonya in chat. I agree.
What if, since it's Survivor Series weekend, I know TakeOver doesn't have anything to do with Survivor Series, but how cool would it be if they did like a gauntlet match or like a Cybernetico style match where Kairi Sane got to be the last person in?
And it's just all of the women
I would
in.
like that.
That would be awesome.
I would like that a lot.
Not even all the women, just like
Top 10
6
or something. I don't
6
know.
or 10 or something.
Yeah. That'd be pretty boss.
All of the signed women.
Yeah. So 40.
Yeah, that'd be.
All the signed women who have appeared on television.
We're starting with Zeta versus Zia Lee.
Ooh.
Zia Lee?
Ja?
Zia Lee.
Ja, usually, I think. XIA. Ja.
But they pronounced it.
Zia Lee. Zia Leader. I'd rather PW Gregory. I'd rather see her face Nikki Cross than kick each other's heads in, and it would be great.
Also, Nikki Cross is probably the only woman on the roster that Kairi Sane is taller than.
Well, yeah. I still think Nikki Cross might be the only one who can kick out of that elbow. Because Nikki Cross has seen some stuff. She's been through hell. I think she might be able to kick out of that.
Also, Nikki Cross kind of has like the Roman Reigns chest protector thing going on, where
Yeah.
it might absorb a little
Sort
bit of
of.
Depends on
Yeah.
how long she wears her vests in the ring. We'll talk a little bit more of the Mae Young Classic if we have a little bit. We got about 10 minutes. We find out Aleister Black speaking next week.
In tongues?
No, just in general.
Oh.
And it's like, for the first time ever. That's not true. If you go to Xbox 12360, we talked to him for like 40 minutes.
Did he not talk when the Tommy thing started? Has he not talked? But he's talked in vignettes. He's spoken vignettes.
No,
He's spoken in vignettes,
Telepathy.
Ah.
Yeah,
you haven't seen-
imprinted his thoughts on the
him
camera.
move his mouth muscles.
Yeah, I don't think he speak. I think I was a mute. I don't know.
I'm just. It's gonna be about the Ely brothers.
That was a pity laugh.
Well, no,
Give me
because
that
Xeno in
chance.
chat. I'm sick of Vacant getting all these title runs. Push someone.
I'm sick of vacant jokes. Sorry, I get that.
Sorry,
I
Zeno.
get
And that
a
was the
lot.
second one anyway.
got
At least tonight.
What?
But so we've got this UK title match. Dunn and Wolfgang. Wolfgang. Didn't know Germany was a part of the United Kingdom.
Especially in Scotland.
Thanks for nothing, Brexit.
You suck, Brexit. But what do we all think of this
That's
match?
the ultimate irony of Brexit is they actually, if they'll double check, they'll see that they voted to become part of Germany.
Oh, who knew?
Second Berlin. New Berlin.
We prefer the colloquialism Berlin Junior.
Neo Berlin.
Berlin Junior.
Wait till your father gets home, Berlin Junior.
Eliho de Berlin.
Yes, that works completely.
Berlin Cito.
Berlin Cito. What did we all think of Dunn versus Wolfgang?
What a crazy match.
You forget
And
how big Wolfgang is because of how fluid he moves.
It's weird.
It's wild.
I don't know. Like, he reminds me of one of those guys who learned how to wrestle and do all this stuff early on in his career, and he was half the size he is now, and he's just
Growth
gotten
spurt.
monstrously big, but he still does all the flighty stuff, because, you never really forget, do you?
Is Wolfgang really that big, or is it like a Big Damo situation where it's like he's in a... Where like when Big Damo was in an ICW ring, you're like, geez, look at the size of this guy. Or like when Wolfgang's wrestling Pete Dunne, it's like a forced perspective thing.
Well,
It's
no,
like Gandalf and Elijah Wood.
Pete Dunne is
Trick
not
photography.
huge,
Right.
but Wolfgang is legitimately
yeah.
big. I mean, and to be able to do what he does,
Yeah.
that's a big guy.
For sure.
And so that's kind of why I'm surprised he wasn't able to put Dunne away with at least
Faye Dunaway?
Yes, Faye Dunaway with that second rope moonsault. God, that was just picture perfect.
Dive to the outside.
Even that, well, I mean, he couldn't put him away with that because it was a dive to the outside. I don't know how the hell he landed on his feet.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. What the? It's a big ninja. That's a big Irish Scottish ninja.
He's Irish-Scottish.
Irish Scottish German ninja.
Wolfgang.
It's both of them. All three.
I don't know.
Straight.
I would never tell you how I landed on my feet. It's a secret. Cumberland Jr. We are late for Oktoberfest.
Cumberland Jr.
Terrible.
Very bad. Awful. Dunn ends up winning the match, and Colefish and O'Reilly come out and attack. Now known, what's the name they got merged today?
Undisputed.
CFOS.
The Undisputed Era.
Yeah, CFOS.
CFOS.
Yeah.
No, wait. No, it's undisputed. It's
CFO.
undisputed. You did
Chief
that on purpose.
Financial Officer.
So they'll be
Yeah.
able,
Which is
to.
what Adam Cole looks like.
Long-haired ass Chief Financial Officer Tommy Wiseau looking.
Just gonna call him Chief.
Chief.
Here comes Chief. Hey, listen up, Chief.
Chief, big guy,
What's up?
tiger.
What's up, big spender?
Hey there, Haas.
Boss Hoss. Not even Boss Hog. We're not talking about hogs today. Just hosses.
Well,
Anyway.
we can.
Can we? We got some time.
Did you say there's a local wrestler named Boss Haas?
No, it's
Big
Haas.
Hog?
Haas Hog.
Haas. Hog.
He's since changed his name to Dick Haas.
Oh. I thought,
Yeah,
Richard
I
Haas.
thought you were going to say he changed his name to Phineas I. Haas or something.
I wish. That'd be way better.
Haas Goodwin? Wait, what did you say?
Haas. It
Haas Hog.
was Haas
Dick
Hog.
Hossman?
Now it's Dick Haas.
Dick Hossman. Dick Hosserman.
Yes,
Hello, I'm Dick Haas.
Dick Hosserman.
Dick Hosserman.
I'm
I
a
ride
C-
horses.
I'm a CFA.
Favorite moment from this attack is just Pete Dunne. He's like, wait, guys, hold on. Let me put my belt down. And they just started attacking. Got overpowered. Wolfgang comes in to try to make the save. They beat up on him. Dunne runs out. He's like, you know what? I'm going to get back in there. Runs in, dives in, grabs his title, and leaves.
This is so
That
him.
was so, that is
awful.
classic him.
Just he ruins everything. He ruined the moment.
What a
he ruined
jerk.
a chance to be an actual decent human.
So the word came out today that this faction might be called the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Or they might be called CFO. That has a shirt about the Undisputed Era.
It's got both of them. It's the
and
Undisputed
the
Era.
logo is CFO.
No, it's their album, The Undisputed Era featuring CFO. Their new album's dropping.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Really weird just to drop this just cause.
Yeah, I guess they decided.
Make money off of it while you can.
Yeah, it's fresh. They'll buy it.
We might even change the name, but whatever. We're
Also,
sold out.
news. So that happened today, and also
Yep.
today the news that on Friday, Pro Wrestling Tees will be discontinuing all Adam Cole shirts. So you should buy them now while you can. If you want an Adam Cole shirt that isn't, that doesn't have the little NXT tag,
Little yellow
bottom.
tag on it.
Bay.
this pen in your eye.
Do you think Adam Cole does his online shopping on eBay, You wanted to hate it so bad.
I really didn't want to like that. Damn it.
I hope that they bill him from the little city by the bay. Yours was better. Anyway. I tried.
Conceited.
Yeah, no, concede, don't feed. Figure that one out. Let's talk about the Mae Young Classic, because why not? As a lead-in to our Mae Young Classic show, which is going to be starting in about 5 minutes, we're highlights. Anybody we want to see more of? Jazzy Gabert is my answer.
She's forced to be reckoned with.
She's fighting Thunder Rosa coming up soon. I saw,
I want to see.
which means they haven't signed her.
Nice. Yeah.
Wait,
They haven't
the
signed
hell?
most of these people. I want to see more of pretty much everyone who won in the first round. Jazzy Gabert. I want to see more of.
Jazzy didn't win the first round.
Well, sorry. Besides her.
You piece of garbage.
Jazzy Gabert, Bianca Belair. I really hope that they sign Mercedes Martinez because she's amazing. It's just the problem of what do you do with all the ladies?
What do you do with all the
And
women?
I was just so thrilled with how Candice did in the tournament, and she looked amazing. And she got that Jenny Gargano hookup. So
Oh,
Is that a thing?
how do they know each other?
Huh.
it's called the Gargano bump. No.
That's some low-hanging fruit.
We're not talking about fruit here.
Pluck it.
Did you look at that? You know what? I'm gonna leave that there.
Pluck it.
Any
Who
ASMR fans out
do
there?
you want to see more of their hopes?
I really like Bianca Belair. I think she's. I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people who don't know her the way that we do say that she really is the next breakout star, and it only affirms what we know to be true. And I agree with that 100%. She could be absolutely amazing. Tessa Blanchard as well. I actually got to see a match between Tessa Blanchard and Candice LeRae on last Thursday. And they tore it up. They were the main event for the evening, and boy, they owned it. Tessa Blanchard really likes to hit hard, and she achieves that goal whenever she's in there. She's a hell of a competitor. Just 100% in the moment. Takes all the shots she can. She's brutal, and I think it's a great thing to see. Just a woman who knows exactly how to assert herself in a match.
Man, if WWE was ever, they're never going to do it, but if they ever did intergender matches, it's possible that next year we could have had a chance to see in WWE Candice and Johnny versus Tessa and Ricochet.
Well, I mean,
there's still mixed tag as an opportunity, but not.
right.
Yeah.
But man, how much would that rule?
Pretty boss.
A lot of
Tessa's like the same size as Johnny.
Yeah. No, yeah, she is. Sure.
Zeno Hour, Tessa deserves a contract. Marionette, Jazzy, Piper, Tessa, Candice, hell yeah to Piper.
Piper, yeah.
Candice, Mercedes, and Tessa, Santana, hell yeah. I liked Serena's story in this.
Course. I've always liked Serena.
Yeah, and it was just it was even nicer that she was given that spot.
She got the Brian Kendrick.
She got the
spot.
Brian Kendrick spot.
She didn't have as in depth or as emotional a story as Brian Kendrick got.
She didn't have Lita come down and hold her sobbing. Oh god. Mia Yim. Yeah. Hell yeah. A lot of people were before Tony Storm, of course. All of the Aussies and the Kiwi.
Yeah.
Dakota.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley. She's a monster and she's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Really intimidating.
I don't know if they'll sign her yet. I think they'll let that ripen up a bit and then they'll sign it.
I think that we're gonna see a situation where, like with the UK guys, you'll see a lot of these women taking independent dates, but then still making
appearances.
But they have the advantage because, unfortunately, the reality of the situation is with women's wrestling is like ROH doesn't even book, like they have their special Women of Honor like cards.
It's online only.
Yeah, that they don't like. That's like a separate thing. They don't have women on the ROH shows.
Right.
Like the women aren't like there's the knockouts division in GFW, but it's not as in depth or whatever. Anyway, there's a lot less high profile independent women's stuff. There's Shimmer and Shine, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then like Progress and the Australian stuff.
And then there's Sabotage out here, which is a women's only.
Yeah, Sabotage.
I just started.
First time
up.
hearing of it.
Yeah.
Really?
That's where Thunder Rosa calls home.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's her technically
Her
home
and
promotion.
Holodead, her tag team.
Right.
The future of women's wrestling seems limitless. If only somebody will take advantage of that. Anybody, Hunter. But we want to see so much more from these women because the Mae Young Classic tournament is presented very weirdly over the course of 3 weeks. But
It was binge worthy.
they tried to Netflix
They
it.
tried.
Whether it worked or not, I guess we'll find out. Regardless of that, just more. If this worked out, we're probably going to see more. Let us know what you thought of the Mae Young Classic here, as well as go check out our Mae Young Classic After Show, which is starting right now, because we got to get out of here. Bill Hanstock,
Hi.
what are you up to?
You can follow me on all social media at Sundown Motel, where you can find all the latest goings and movings and shakings of the jerky world.
Hey.
And you can also check out McMansplaining. We dropped our latest episode today, the With Spandex podcast, with guest Keven Condren, friend of the show. And very good conversation about the state of independent wrestling. It's very interesting. I loved it. It was a great conversation to have. Withspandex.com, uprocks.com/pro wrestling, uprocks.com. And that's pretty much it.
Hobo, I like your shirt.
So thank you very much. You can find it at nxteam.spreadshirt.com.
I'll just find it there.
team shirts and individual shirts. Well, his hobo shirts are on there as well. I'm at True Hobo on the Twitter.
There you go.
And the Instagram.
Got it up.
This Saturday I'll be wrestling for Empire Wrestling Federation in San Bernardino. I'll be wrestling their champion Fidel Bravo. So
For the title.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll be the champion. I said
Yeah.
on Monday, I stand by it. I'm going to run him the heck over.
Yeah, you and Bravo have a little bit of a history, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just not the first time that we've locked horns, but it's definitely going to be a repeat because I'm going to win.
Gonna make a really good Rick and Morty reference, but he doesn't watch it. So.
That's fine.
I mean, you can. I won't stop you.
Gonna say you're gonna summon a ghost train and run him over with it.
Yeah. I'm going to.
Of all
but
of the
really,
things,
though.
summon a pile of ants.
I'm gonna take bones and I'm gonna do voodoo, and it's gonna be a train of ghosts because he kicked me in the diddly with a 3-way, and I'm gonna get back at him.
Both of your bows.
You got a diddly kick in a 3-way.
I
funny that he's
had
gonna-
Peter Avalon in a stall vertical, and some bitch just kicked me right between the uprights.
It's funny that he's gonna take Bones because I'm gonna be watching Bones all weekend.
And with that, you can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. Make sure to follow all of us here at AfterBuzz TV. Watch all of the wrestling content. Ringside Pop with Dale Rutledge. This past week, we had Lacey Evans, who was in the Mae Young Classic, NXT superstar, talk about her journey to the Mae Young Classic.
Awesome.
Check it out. It was really good. I don't know if I can announce what we have next week.
We
But
should get some people from NXT on this show.
we should. How about that? Anyway. So make sure to check out Ringside Pop with Dale Rutledge. It is a great wrestling podcast. Check it out. Xbox 12360, we've had Rip Rogers, the villain Marty Scurll, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Drew McIntyre,
Kenny
Omega. We've had some amazing guests these past couple of weeks, so make sure to check that out. Check out Raw, Hobo's on that. SmackDown, of course, this show, Lucha Underground, Mae Young Classic is live now. We're probably running into them. Thank you so much for finding us, following us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
But
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
We're going to have to buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.